Hello, good evening.
Sorry, I was mute. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Thanks. I am turn off my camera because I writing in my song.
You are driving home.
Yes.
Okay, you are driving. Okay. Thanks for telling.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, sir. Nice to see you. Okay, well, we're gonna start because was waiting for maybe a couple of more students, but we have to start, right? So that's what we were studying yesterday. Okay, so we're gonna do this exercise that is in your book, in your handbook, applying what we were working yesterday, right? This is just to apply, to remember what we were studying yesterday. So you can see here our organizational chart. Okay, this is the organizational chart of Rex, right? You remember that in the conversation yesterday, we were talking about this company. So this is the organizational chart. And we have some questions here. And here you can see the expressions with prepositions. Something that we were discussing, explaining, and you know now why, what happened here, and the way that we need to use the verb, right? So let's do this based on the chart, this chart, the organizational chart. I'm gonna share it for you to the group so you can solve it. Give me a second to share it. And I'm gonna share too in case that you don't have the handbook, right, around. But this is in your handbook. You have the book. This is what you are going to solve to put into practice what we were talking about yesterday. Let me share these two for you. Okay, there you have the questions, and you're gonna work in trios. I think in trios. You can solve that faster in trios. Okay, so let me create the trios so you can solve it. Remember to use after a preposition the verb with ing form, right? That's the point. That's the point, to practice. And then we're gonna go to a new topic. So let's try to solve this. Discuss. The idea is to do it together, right? If it is possible to share the screen to do it, excellent.
I'm sorry, teacher.
Hi, sir. Welcome.
Close the session.
Ah, you close. No, don't worry. I'm gonna send you again.
Thank you.
Okay, there you are.
Ay,
Hola, buenas noches. Hi.
va entrando usted también.
Yes.
Ah, yo también. Y me imagino que hay que ver, no sé, como voy entrando, no sé qué es lo que han puesto a hacer.
Es de ver el chavo.
Ajá,
Bueno,
pero es que
dale.
ahí solo dice quién está responsable de tal cosa. Y, pero hay un
Pues
organigrama. No sé
solo
si es por medio del,
contestarle.
sí, pero no sé si es
Sí,
por medio del
sí, es
organigrama.
responsable para supervisar
¿Le,
las
le
operaciones
comparto la pantalla o la puede compartir usted?
y va a ver el otro. Ah, creo que sí va.
Le
No
comparto
sé,
la
pero ahí está.
no,
Bien, bien, pero
pero abajo hay otra. Ese es el organigrama, pero abajo hay otra donde está preguntando.
aquí hay otras imágenes, ¿verdad? Ajá, aquí está. Ajá, ¿quién es el responsable para supervisar la
Esta
máquina
cabal,
operaria? Aquí dice supervisores, máquinas operarias, assemblers, drivers.
entonces yo creo que tenemos que contestar por medio del organigrama, ¿verdad?
Ajá, solo hay que irla llenando. ¿Sí?
Ajá. La primera que dice, ¿quién es responsable?
De operar las máquinas. ¿Sí? El supervisor, supervisor.
De la una es survivor.
La segunda dice, ¿quién es el que cambia y chequea
Carga.
ajá, la carga?
Push.
Dice.
Ah, ya terminó la reunión.
Hijo, fallamos ahí.
No, no, está mandando a otra sala. Va, la segunda, ¿cuál sería? ¿Quién es el de qué dice ya? Quality. Which target of chequear the quality, la calidad del producto. Ay, ya no lo puedo abrir más. Así casi no lo logro ver. El 2 sería Maintenance Safety Supervisor. Quality Control Inspector sería. Isaac.
Yes,
¿Y
yes.
cuál? La 2 sería Quality Control.
Ah, ok, ok.
Quality Control Inspector.
Y y no se va a unir a la
La
sala 2.
3 sería Ya nos mandó.
Ahí dice si se va conectado o no. Dice. No.
A mí no me sale. La 3, ¿cuál era la pregunta de la 3?
Los responsables de las máquinas.
Operator. Hay que ver
El crucigrama. De reparar las máquinas.
de repararlas o de
Mantenimiento.
manejarlas. Ah, sería
Repar, dice.
maintenance el personal. ¿Verdad?
Sí.
Maintenance.
Personal, sí. Cabal. 3 maintenance.
Maintenance personal, va.
Sí.
La 4, ¿qué pregunta?
¿Quién es el contador que cuenta el producto? Dice? O
¿Quién
la
es el
venta.
que cuenta el producto?
Ajá.
¿Cómo? ¿Quién es?
Oye,
Sale este departamento. No,
ese
ese es el
cabal.
que vende.
Sable es vender, ¿va? Traductor.
Ajá. ¿Quién es? Dice él. ¿Quién es el que dice? El que cuenta.
El que vende.
El que vende el producto sale
Ajá.
sale de,
¿Quién
perdón.
es el que cuenta la venta del producto? El contador.
Sale de.
O-
Pero es que aquí no hay
Ajá.
contador. Solo
Ah, no,
está
el que cuenta, dice. El que cuenta, ajá. Solo el que cuenta la venta del producto.
Financial Department.
Department, financial department.
Financial
Eso.
Department. Financial Department.
Well, I don't know if that's the answer, just the pronunciation, okay? Because I don't know what is the question and what is the number, just the pronunciation. Okay. Well,
Sí.
I am say
you are sick.
sick.
Okay. Sick.
Sick.
You can speak.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay.
Continue.
Okay, number 5.
Yes.
¿Quién?
¿Cuál?
Well, we're gonna
Dice, who is chair of assistant the assemblies?
correct of assistant.
Assistant. En español sería, ¿quién es el que carga?
Don't translate. No. Try not to translate, but in that case, it's not a cargo de, okay? I won't translate, Mr. Rodriguez, just
A cargo,
today,
sí.
okay? Solo ahora, en secreto, right? But don't translations. But in that case, it's not, yeah, quien carga, no, it's in charge. Esas dos prepositions make the difference. In charge of. So, a cargo de, okay?
Okay.
It's the same, yeah, because charge is cargar, but in this case, no, okay, because of the prepositions. Okay, we're gonna solve it. We're gonna solve it together. Okay, you are in number 5. You did already this song, so don't worry. We're gonna solve it together because now will be your classmates in the main room. Okay, so you can stop here.
Okay.
We're gonna solve it together, don't worry.
Oh, floor manager.
That number 5 is assembler.
Okay.
Maybe.
Eh,
Okay, in 5 seconds, the rest of your classmates will be in the main room and we're gonna solve it together. Okay, and we're gonna check what you have. So now I think everybody's in the main room. So let's see what you have. Let's solve it together. Give me a second. So I was explaining in the breakout rooms that here we have 2 issues, right? 2 different issues. Number 1 is to use the verb correctly. So we know that after easy for you, right? After a preposition, we use the verb with ing. So here we have preposition. All of them are prepositions. So easy. Point number 1 is easy for you, a piece of cake. So we have 4. What is the first? Let's do first the part number 1, and then we're gonna answer the second part. So just to practice, can you tell me please, Patricia, number 1, can you read number 1 with the answer? Who is responsible for? Oh, well, you are sick, right? Okay. No, because you were speaking with Mr. Rodriguez. So I thought that you could participate, but don't worry. Okay, don't worry. Mr. Rodriguez, what do you have for number 1, Mr. Rodriguez? Who is responsible for?
floor managers ahí, el department.
No, but tell me the verb,
Supervisor.
Say that again, please. Who is responsible? Read it.
Supervisor. Who is responsible for supervisor?
Okay, remember, who is responsible for supervising, right? Because we have a preposition, Mr. Ramirez. Okay, so in that case, who is responsible for supervise? No, because we have a preposition. So I'm gonna add ing. Who's responsible for supervising? It's with S. Okay, the machine operators. So number 2. And you said, well, the answer here, who? In this part, what is the answer? The supervisor, right? The supervisor. That he is the person, the supervisor. So number 2, let me see. Giancarlo, what do you have in number 2? Can you read number 2 with the answers, please?
That who is in charge of checking the quality of the products?
Correct.
Quality inspector.
Quality control inspector, correct.
Yeah, quality control inspector.
Checking, correct. Checking. You see, Mr. Ramirez, not check, because of is a preposition too. So checking, we are adding ing because all these are prepositions. Well, are the same. But in this case, the quality of products is, as Giancarlo said, the quality control inspector, right?
Yes, quality control inspector.
Control inspector.
Quality.
Okay. Who is number 3? Let me see, Mr. Peroso. Can you help us with number 3, please?
Who is responsible for repairing the problems of the machine?
Correct. Who is responsible for repairing? You see?
Repairing.
You see?
Is
With
maintenance,
ing.
maintenance personnel.
Okay. The maintenance.
Maintenance personnel.
Okay, personnel or department in general. Okay, that's correct. Maintenance department. Okay. Thanks. Let me see. Who can be volunteer? Any volunteer to do number 4?
Me, coach.
Okay.
Who is
Ah,
accountable?
okay.
Who is
Giancarlo. Okay.
sorry, coach. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead again. No problem. Tell me.
Who is accountable for selling the products?
Correct.
Uh,
Selling.
is let me see, teacher.
Okay.
Financial department.
Okay. Who is accountable for selling the products? The financial. No, look at the verb. The verb says selling. What is the department of selling?
Sales department. Sales
Sales.
department.
Yeah, sales department.
Sales department. Sales department.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, teacher.
Okay.
Sales department.
Okay, don't worry. Be happy. Okay, thanks, Giancarlo. Maybe, let me see. Miss Amaya. Oh, yes. Who is sick? I don't remember. No. Elizabeth. Miss Corpeño. Do you have number 5? No around? Well, maybe not around. Miss Castro, are you around? Do you have number 5?
Okay, teacher.
Thank you.
How is in change of assisting the assemblers?
Assemblers. Who is in charge of?
Who is in charge of assisting the assemblers?
Assemblers. Okay. Okay. Correct. Who? Who, Miss Castro?
Who, teacher?
Yeah, tell me who. ¿Quién?
Who?
Yeah, the answer? The second part? Anybody who wants to help her? Giancarlo wants to help.
The assemblers.
Assembler.
Okay, we have who is in charge of assisting the assemblers? No, in charge of. The supervisor, you can see there in the chart. Who is in charge of assisting the assemblers? The supervisor. And the last one. Who wants to do the last one?
Me, coach. Can I?
Okay. Can I? Yes, you can again. No problem. If you want to participate and nobody else, well, you take advantage of the class. Go ahead.
Who is accountable for managing?
Who is accountable for managing?
Managing.
Managing.
Who is accountable for managing whole operation Let me see.
The whole operation, the whole
The whole operation. General manager.
Exactly. There you are. You see, the general manager.
Yes. The CEO.
Okay. So you see, well, that's what we have, right? The main point. Thanks for your participation, guys. Thanks, everybody. Okay. So in that case, you can see that that's an exercise to get familiar with the vocabulary, of course, right? But the main point here is to remember that we have prepositions. And if we have preposition that are the same, here, of and for. So if we have a preposition, we use ing, ing, ing. Okay, that's the point here. Easy, the main point. Because we won't use the verb as the original, right? Supervise, check, prepare, sell, assist, manage. No, we won't use it like that. We need to add ing because we have prepositions before the verb. That's the main point, okay, that we have to remember. And we have to memorize. We have to memorize the prepositions to do this. Because if I don't know that I have preposition, if I don't recognize the preposition, it's logical that it will be difficult for me to apply the ing because I don't know what is the preposition, right? So that's the first step. Memorize the most common preposition, not all of them, but the most common. Okay, well, that's it. You know, I'm gonna take the attendance in this moment. Give me a second. Okay, Jose Mauricio.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Second. Andrés Armando.
Andrés E.
Okay, not in class. Rebecca Lorena. Well, she never has appeared. Patricia Carolina.
Present, teacher.
Okay, Miss Amaya, thanks. Gloria Luz. Neither.
Anthony.
Okay, no. Ronaldo Alexander. Neither. Eduardo Argueta. Neither. Kevin Joel.
Present.
Okay. Carla María.
Present, teacher.
Okay, Miss Galante. Thanks. Juan Carlos. Not today. Fátima Guadalupe. Okay, neither. She has never been in class. Ernesto Quintanilla. Neither. Elizabeth Esmeralda. Not today.
Present.
Okay, you are. Okay, thanks. Ana del Carmen.
Present, teacher.
Okay, Miss Castro, thanks. Carlos Francisco. No. Dayanara. No. Marlene Yesenia. No. Oscar Heriberto. Well, never in class. Isaac Adalberto.
Present, teacher.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, thanks. Daniel Eduardo. No. Daniel Alejandro. No. Omar José.
Present.
Yes, okay. Emily Tatiana. No. Katia Marcela. No. Giancarlo. Yes, right? Yeah, are you around?
Present, coach. Present, coach.
Okay, okay. Okay, well, that's it. I don't know if anybody, let me go back to the screen. And let me go back to see you. Okay, well, the same people, right? So that I mentioned, so nobody. Who I didn't mention, right? I think all of you. Okay, well, let's continue. And here we have more examples of an organizational chart. Okay, you know that they are not something specific, right? They will depend on the organization, and they will depend on how big is the company. And let's say if it is food company, financial company, okay, I don't know, store, they will be different. Basically, what we have is who is the head, right? The head of the company, and then we have the different, let's say, people or departments, because not all the companies have obviously the same departments, right? It depends on the company, so they are different, but here you have some idea about that. So we're gonna continue here. This is another, let's say, complex topic. I won't say complicated, but a little bit complex. Maybe it's more complex than the previous. I think the use of prepositions is not complex. It's not less complicated. It's just that we need that information and then study, memorize a couple of things, and we manage the situation, right? But if we don't complicate our life thinking and why, I don't understand the reason. No, just follow the rules, as I said yesterday, like we do, right? Like when we were children and in the school, we follow the rules of the spelling, of the orthography, okay? And we just follow the rules. Las terminaciones en ción son CC. Antes de P, M, antes de B, I don't know, right? Etc. So, are rules. Okay, so in this case, it's easy. If we think about that, it's easy. Okay, don't complicate your life. Just follow the rules. So the prepositions. But now let's go to another topic. This is a new topic, but we have as an introduction another conversation. We always have conversations in this book to do the introduction of the new topics. And you will see here, you will discover, you have to discover what is the point here. But let's listen and practice before we analyze and we study the structure, the new structure. Okay, it says, so Jessica, what does your company do? At Rex, we produce clothes for kids. I see. And what is Rex known for? Rex is known for the modern designs and the quality of the clothes we make. Great. And are you happy to work for Rex? Absolutely. Rex is recognized as a very prestigious company. Their personnel is important for them. Congratulations, Jessica. You're right. Rex is rated as one of the 10 most prestigious companies in El Salvador. Okay, so that's what we have here. New vocabulary. Let me see if we have new vocabulary.
Yes, coach. To me, yes.
For you, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the new?
Known for is known for.
Okay, that's what we're gonna study. It's called past participle because we have simple, we have past, and past participle. So past participle is part of the structure that we're gonna study today. You know this because this is the present of known is know. Okay, I want to know the new boss. Or I know I know your best friend. We were classmates. Okay, I know the answer. Okay, that is the verb. I don't know what's going on here. You know the verb. The difference is because the verb is know. Okay, but the difference is that here is not in present, it's in past participle. So do you remember what is a past participle?
Yes, coach. But the past participle, I can use with is.
But do
The
you
verb.
remember? But do you remember what is the use and the meaning of a past participle? Yes.
Yes, coach.
So in this case, what is the meaning?
No, conocido, haber conocido.
Okay. So you see.
When you use have or have, you can use the past participle.
Okay. When you use the present perfect, correct? When
yes,
you use
yes,
the
coach.
present perfect.
Yes, I confuse with the present perfect is.
No, it's not present perfect. Okay, it's not related with present perfect, but we're gonna use as you use in present perfect, you need this form of the verb to the present perfect makes sense, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
for this form, for this structure that I'm gonna explain later on, you will need to the past participle as part of the structure. Okay, so it doesn't work alone. As in present perfect, it is with something else, with someone else. In present, it goes with the auxiliary have. So here, it goes with verb to be, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, but this is part of the structure. Okay, so
in these sentences now is
no,
adjective or adverb.
no, it's
Conocido. Conocido.
no, it's a past participle.
Past participle.
Yes, it's a verb, it's a past participle.
I don't know,
okay.
coach.
Okay, but I'm gonna explain it. Don't worry. I'm gonna explain the use of this, and I know that you will understand soon. Okay? Don't worry.
You can explain with another verb.
Actually, I'm gonna give it more examples, but we are just trying to get familiar with the situation here, right? That we have a different structure, and we're gonna practice this conversation. And after practicing, I try to explain the structures. that we are using. Okay?
Okay,
So
coach.
in a couple of minutes,
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Okay. So that's the topic, that's the topic. To recognize why we have this structure and when we are going to use this structure. So I'll let you know, I hope that I can explain, okay? And I will let you know in some minutes all the reasons and the use that we have. But now, just the vocabulary, okay? So if I don't know if you have any, not the structure, the vocabulary. Maybe just rated as, right? Is similar to classify in this case. Rated is like similar to, in this case, to classified. Okay? Then I think the rest is not new, the vocabulary. We produce clothes for kids. No, I think it's not new, right? But if you have a word that is new for you, tell me. Well, this expression is easy, right? You're right. It's like you're correct. You have the reason, remember. You're right. So this means, it means, as Giancarlo said, right? Conocido. You're right. I
Okay.
could say that, right? You're right. So it means that expression means you have the reason. It is correct. Okay, that is the expression. You're right.
You have the reason is the same when I say you are right.
Yeah, it's similar. It's
It's
similar.
similar. Okay.
Yeah. I say a synonym to explain, right? So it's similar. Basically, it's similar when I say you're right. So you have the reason. Okay, that's correct.
Okay. Sounds like native from
Native.
USA.
Native. Yeah, it's very common to use it. Actually, it's very a common expression. They are it's very used. So
Okay,
that's
coach.
why maybe. Okay, so anybody who wants to practice now before you go to the breakout room? If I have volunteers to do it here.
Me, coach.
Okay, you. Okay, you are Daniel. Who wants to be Jessica? Nobody? Okay, so I'll be Jessica. Go ahead, Daniel. I mean, Daniel, yeah, Daniel, Giancarlo.
Okay.
And me, teacher Jessica, and me.
You want to? Okay, excellent. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay.
Arriente.
1, 2, 3. So, Jessica, what does your company do?
At Rex, we produce clothes for kids.
I see. What is Rex known for?
Rex is known for the model design and the quality of the clothes we make.
Great. Are you happy to work for Rex?
Absolutely. Rex is I don't know, teacher.
Recognized.
Rex is recognized as very prestigious company. Their personnel is important for them.
Congratulations, Jessica. You are right. Rex is arrayed as one of the 10 most prestigious companies in Salvador.
Okay, in El Salvador. Okay, in El Salvador. Okay, so very good. Thanks, gentlemen. So we have here produce, close. Well, actually, you pronounce the second time you pronounce it correctly, but the first time no, right? But it's produce, close. Produce clothes. And here is not known, no, because remember that this is past participle. So it's not conocer, es conocido. So known with N at the end, known, okay? And absolutely. So we said absolutely. Okay, so that's the pronunciation for this part. And we don't pronounce here there. We don't pronounce the I. We say there, not there, right? We say there. So omit this vowel. don't pronounce the I. So their personal is important for them. And here, recognized. At the end, the pronunciation is with T. And in this case, it's rated. Aquí sí pronuncio, rated. But we're going to study that pronunciation next week. Okay? When I pronounce T, when I pronounce ED, or when I pronounce D. We have three options. When you have that ending, ED, in the verbs, you have three options of pronunciation. But we're going to study very, very deeply that next week. Okay, but just to mention it today. But next week, we're going to learn, in case that is necessary, we're going to learn how to pronounce this ED. Okay, three options we have. We have three options. Okay, well, those are the words that maybe I can help with the pronunciation. Okay, let's practice now, everybody. I'm gonna give you, I think, 4 minutes is enough because it's not a long conversation. If you don't have any doubt, okay, with the pronunciation or the vocabulary, not with the structure, right? Because the structure, we're gonna study the structure. Okay, take turns. You're gonna be in groups of 3. So maybe you can take turns because we have just 2, right? Jessica and Daniel. So if you are 3 in the breakout room, take turns, please. Go to practice, Mr. Rodriguez.
Nothing.
Do you have
Only
problem?
one.
No, you haven't joined. You haven't joined to the breakout room. No se ha unido. You are in breakout room number
No,
2.
no me sale aquí, teacher.
Okay.
Ya, pues,
You are here, but okay, I'm gonna change you. But the problem is, okay, I'm gonna move you twice, okay? No se vaya, que lo voy a mover una vez, pero después lo voy a volver a cambiar. Si no, me van a quedar bien desequilibrados los grupos. Because you are already in group number 2, but give me a second, please. Okay, don't go.
okay.
Okay, now, yes. Welcome, Ms. Rodriguez. Good evening.
Good evening, teacher. How are you?
Waiting for you.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, good to know. Well, your classmates will be here in 5 seconds. Okay, I think everybody's in the main station now. I'm gonna add, give me a second, please. I'm gonna add to the list to Ms. Rodriguez. Okay, when you arrive late, tell me, please, because now it was by chance, right, that I saw Ms. Rodriguez, that she was here when we were in the breakout room, so I could see her. But when sometimes I don't notice people, so let me know, okay? When you arrive, tell me, I'm here already, or I'm in class. I just arrived to class, so I can add you to the list, okay? So, but in this case, give me a couple of seconds, please. I'm gonna add Miss Rodriguez. Your name, Miss Rodriguez?
Katia Marcela.
Okay, Katia Marcela. Katia Marcela. You are at the end of the list. Okay. Okay, I change it. Okay. Anybody else who arrived, who just arrived? So I can add you to the change, the absent by present. Nobody else? Okay, well, let's continue. Okay, so let's talk about this situation that Giancarlo asked, okay? So what we have today, this is another topic that we use for speaking. Yes, we use to speak, but it's like a special, let's say, form, you know, because we use it more for, let's say, when we want that, no, we don't care who does the action. The important is the action, okay? So you will notice in these sentences the difference. When we have the main, let's say, the main view, the most important is the person, or the most important is the action. So let's check here. We have here, people know Rex produces clothes with modern designs for kids. People know Rex manufactures quality clothes for kids. People see Rex as a prestigious company. People rate Rex as one of the 20 most prestigious company in El Salvador. Okay, according to the reading, this is not important, right? Because the important is the structure. But anyway, let's try to solve it. Do you remember if it is true or false? Number one, people know Rex produces clothes with modern designs for kids.
True, teacher.
Yes, it's true, right? Correct. People know Rex manufactures quality clothes for kids. True or false?
True, teacher.
Yes, it's true.
It's true.
Yes. People see Rex as a prestigious company.
True.
True.
Okay.
It's
People
true.
rate Rex as one of the 20 most prestigious company in El
False.
Salvador.
False.
False.
The
False.
10 most prestigious company.
Okay, there you are. There you are. They mentioned 10, not 20, so it's false. Okay, you have a good reading comprehension. That's nice, that's nice. Okay, so in this case, we have the next exercise that is to compare. And then we're gonna discover the topic here. Because it says, look, you're gonna compare the structures in the conversation with the structures in the questions. Contrast the sentences in bold from the dialogue in exercise 1, that is the conversation, and in exercise 2. So let's go.
So, teacher, sorry for the interruption.
Tell me.
I'm going to turn off my camera, and because I'm going to have my dinner.
Okay. Okay, so bon
Thanks.
appetit. Enjoy your meal.
Yes.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes.
You are. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay, so bon appetit, sir.
I'm going to attend the
Participate.
class.
Okay,
Yes.
sir. Thanks for mentioning.
Thanks.
Okay, so we have here, right? That's what you have to compare. Look, these structures and these that you say true, false. That is the exercise. So if anybody has an opinion, please tell us to do the exercise. What can you see different? I mean, in use. Maybe not in the structure, but in use.
When?
Yeah, tell me.
Repeat, please.
Oh, sure. What can you see different from these sentences? Let me underline it for you. These sentences. And here, in use, not in a structure, right? But in use. Can you recognize? What is the difference? In use? No opinions? Okay. I'm gonna give you some comments. Okay. That was the exercise, right? That you recognize. What is the difference? But you can see here, I'm gonna tell you. In this case, we have people know Rex, produces. What is the action here? Produces. What is the action? Manufactures. Okay. See. And maybe rate.
Right.
Okay. So, but in this case, we have someone involved in the action, someone who performs or someone who does the action. The people know Rex produces clothes. So we have people here first, right? But in this case, excuse me?
Is classification. Rete.
Classification?
Similar, rete.
Rated.
Sí, rated.
Rated.
No. Is similar with classification.
Okay, if rated is similar to a classification, is a synonym to classification? Yes, can be, if that's the question. I think that is the question.
Mhm.
Okay. Is that the question? Yes. Well, I
Yes.
hope. Okay, okay. Okay, so let's continue here. In this case, you have the subject is the most important. But in this case, we don't care who. In this case, Rex is recognized as a very prestigious company. It doesn't mention who, right? ¿Quién lo reconoce?
The people.
We don't know.
The
Who
people.
recognized? No, but we don't mention there. Right? It is not mentioned. People is not mentioned there. So that's the point. That we don't care who recognizes. We don't care who does the action. The point is that the company is recognized. No who. Maybe for kids, maybe for young people, people in general, just for customers. We don't know who recognized the company. That is Rex, the company. The important is that the company is recognized. So the action is the important here in this structure. So we can omit, let's say, the person who does the action. Let me show you more examples. We're gonna go to another book that I got for you. Let me see, what is it? I can see it. Give me a second. It disappeared. Give me a second, please. Well, I'm gonna stop sharing this because I can find the other. Okay, here. So now I think, yes. Okay, look more examples. We have here thousands of copies, are printed every month. You see? Thousands of copies are printed every month. Who does the action? We don't know, right? It doesn't say, it doesn't mention. The important is the action, that they are printed, and they are thousands. Who print them? Maybe students, maybe people at the office, people at home, professionals, all people. It doesn't say who. You see, can you notice? It doesn't say who print the copies. Because in this form, who does the action is not important. The point is to know the action. Thousands of copies are printed every month. Another example. Well, here is a question, but I'm gonna do it affirmative. French is spoken by a lot of people in Canada, but I can't say just French is spoken in Canada, right? French is spoken in Canada. Excuse me, I'm bad at typing. Okay, French is spoken in Canada. That's the point. The action that is spoken. Who? By children, by Canadians, foreign people, by the whole population, by people in Toronto. It doesn't say, right? So we
Teacher,
don't need, yes,
I'm sorry, I have a question. French is the second language in Canada, sure?
correct? Yes.
Yes. The second or the first?
The second,
The
because
second.
yeah, just two provinces speak, I think just two or three. It is not it is not spoken in whole Canada, just in some parts of Canada.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the point is that French is spoken. What I care is the information about the action. Know who speaks the language. Okay, look the next. Medals are given to people who came in fourth place. Medals are given every year. We can change here, right? Medals are given every year in the closing, for example. So what I care is that the action. What is the action? That they are giving, right? They are given. But who? The principal, the institution, parents, teachers, I don't know who. The point is that the medals are given. Know who give the medals. They don't mention. So in all these examples, you can see that we don't really mention who does the action. We can omit it because it's not important. For example, let's say an invention can be, okay, let's say cell phones were created in when? Do you know? When? Do you know when they were created? Well, let's say 1999. The important is to know that they were created maybe in this year, or that they exist from this year on. Am I mentioning who invented the cell phone? Or who invented the phones? No, right? Because maybe I don't care if it was Einstein, if it was, I don't know. The point is that they were created. That's the important for me. Know who created them. Know who did the action. America was discovered when? Do you know? Anybody knows?
Hello, teacher. I'm back.
Okay, good to know. When was America discover?
1,000. I'm not sure.
You're not sure? No, no
I
problem.
1,000. Eight, how do you say? 800. 800.
1,800.
44.
Okay, when you want to give the numbers before, let's do a parenthesis here because everything is important, right? We are learning here. So in this case, when you give years, when you tell years, for example, we mentioned 2 by 2, no 1,000. We said 1552, 1987, 1675, 2 by 2. Okay, we don't say 1,552, 1,987. No, we mention 2 by 2. Okay.
Okay, gosh.
It's not used to say the whole number. Just in the 2000, we say 2020, or you can say 2020, or 2011.
Okay, coach, I don't know it.
Okay.
It's 1841.
1841. Well, I'm not sure. I don't think so. But anyway, okay. So America was discovered. Okay. In this case, we have that I don't say by Christopher Columbus. It's not important for me. Christopher Columbus. Okay, it's not important for me to say if it was discovered. Excuse me, I always here. That was discovered by Christopher Columbus. The point I can omit. Who?
Coach, America was discovered. Don't write in out. In out, or we.
Yes, in. Okay, in.
Okay.
Yes. I'm not good at typing. I'm sorry. I'm very bad. Okay, so America was discovered in 1841. Giancarlo says. Okay. But the point here is that the action is the important. Not that Cristobal Colon or Christopher Columbus did it. I don't care who did it. I just need the action. It's different that if we said Christopher Columbus discovered America, the main point is that Christopher Columbus is the hero there. I have the person who did the action. So the main idea is the person, Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1881. But in this form, I don't need and I don't want to mention Christopher Columbus because the person who does the action is not the important. The important here is to focus on the action. And that's what we use the passive. That's the topic for you today, the passive voice, the passive forms. And that's what we call passive. This topic is complex. It's a little bit complex. Okay, but as I said, you have some complex topics in this level. Okay,
Teacher,
but that's the point. Yes.
This present simple passive we can use in a conversation the diary.
Daily, yes,
Daily?
but not so daily, you know, maybe in a little bit formal. or maybe academic, I don't know, or maybe in companies, if you are given a report. In companies, I think that's why you are studying this topic, because in a company at work, it is possible. If you are given a report, you focus on the facts, right? For example, usted se enfoca en los resultados, en los hechos, ¿ok? No si la secretaria o no si el vendedor número 7 logró las ventas. You just focus on the action, not the person who did the action.
Okay, coach.
That's the point. And in the, let's say, familiar conversations, conversations with friends, maybe no. Okay, maybe no, because we don't speak. This is like kind of a formal way, and we focus on a specific. And it's not, it doesn't sound natural, you know, to speak with friends, with family in this way. At least not most of the time, you know. You won't say, for example, let's say, la comida será dada por mamá en Navidad. No, right?
No.
It sounds like weird to speak to the family. We say something like, mamá va a dar la comida este año. The point is that your mom is giving, not the action. So it doesn't sound natural to use it most of the time in daily conversation, as you said. It's more for a report or maybe for academic aspects and
Companies.
Yeah, as I said, in companies, because we can use it to give reports.
It's more formal, teacher.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is formal. Okay, so but at work, it works. Okay, at work, it works. En el trabajo sí funciona. All right, at work, it works because you, as I said, in a report, for example. So, but let me tell you, how can you know the structure, to use the structure? Well, I'm gonna give you the key, but let me continue this part. Well, that's a listening. But in this case, for example, right? Well, we're gonna do that exercise after because I'm gonna explain first how can we use the structure. Look at this. Now you know why we use it, when we can use it, and the difference. But what is the structure? Here you have more examples. Anna painted the house. So here we have the person, right? We have the subject. And she is the main point here. Qué buena Ana, right? She did it. But in this case, the house was painted by Anna. This is additional. By Anna at the end is additional. And you can omit it if you want. The house was painted this year. That's what I need to know. Know who did it. Okay?
Sorry, teacher, I didn't get this part. We can use by like a connector or no?
Like well, could be, but it's like you know, additional information, unnecessary information in this case.
What we can use
If you
But
want to mention who did the action, you use by and the person who does the action.
If it is not required, no is not necessary, right by.
Yeah, if you are going to mention the person who does the action, yes, it is necessary.
Okay.
But
Okay.
what is not necessary is to mention, to use by and the person. Because what I need to know in this form, that is the one that you are studied in, that is called passive voice, what you need to know, the house was painted, no who painted. The important is, let's say that you are renting a house. Let's imagine that you are renting a house. So in this case, you are telling to that person, can you paint the house before I live here? And you're gonna say, well, the house was painted this year, or the house was painted 2 months ago. You won't say it was painted by my mom, it was painted by me, it was painted by a company. No, for the information that you are giving to the client, you don't need to say who did the action, who painted the house. The important is let him know that the house was painted. ¿Quién la pintó? ¿A quién le interesa? ¿Le va a interesar al quien le renta que la pintó su mamá, su tío? No, right?
No.
So that's the point here, that is not necessary, and the person who does the actions can be omitted. And they are not the important. The important is the action. So the important is that the house was painted. So don't ask me again to paint the house, because the house was painted 2 months ago. That's the point here. No who painted.
Okay, coach. I get it now. Yes.
Okay.
I get it. Thanks.
Okay. So the teacher always answers the student's questions. Here we have another example. So now here we have the teacher, right? Is the person. Okay. Good that the teacher answers. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, because some teachers don't like to answer over and over again. Okay, well, so the teacher is the main point here. But in this case, the students' questions are answered. This is the main point. That's the important. Now the teacher is additional. The important is that the answers, that the questions are answered. No se quedan en el aire. So I can omit that the teacher answered the questions.
In this case, it is necessary, right? Who is answer the question, right,
Well,
coach? Or no?
No, I don't think it's necessary, because the point is, actually, in this form, in the passive voice, it is never necessary. That's the point here.
Okay.
Yeah, because the students' questions are answered. Okay. No me interesa por quién, por cuál profesor. En una reunión del school, for example, lo que los papás quieren saber, sí, les hacen caso a sus niños. No si el profesor el otro. No, the point is, les contestan sus dudas. Yes, the students' questions are always answered. You see, that's the point. No, si Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Gonzalez, that is the teacher. No, the important here is the question. The students know the answer. The student get the answer. Know who answers. Okay. And finally, another example, Ali posted the video online. She did the action. But in this case, the video was posted yesterday. For example, if you have if you want, let's say in classroom, right? I said, okay, guys, tomorrow in classroom, I will post a video for you to answer some questions based on that video. So you're gonna tell your classmates, the video was posted, guys. You can do the homework. It's not necessary to mention the video was posted by Sofia. The video was posted by the teacher. No, you won't give that information. The important is to know that the video is there in classroom. If the coordinator did it because it was not possible for me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is that the video is there. Know who posted. Okay? Well, I hope that with these examples, now you have a better idea about this topic. When we use the situations or the intention, the reasons why we use this form, the passive voice. When we want to emphasize the action, not the person who does the action. Okay? As I said, in companies, I think, well, this is very used. You can find it a lot when you read history books, because there we have many facts, right? Many facts in history books, or maybe scientific books too, because we have many events, many inventions, right? So we focus on the action. But in this case, for you, you can focus on the action, on the results of your company. For example, if you are a manager or if you are a boss and you are giving a report, you're gonna focus on the actions, as I said, right? And that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Because it's not common that some people say, for example, incrementamos el 30% en nuestras ventas por Giancarlo. So we won't say Giancarlo incrementó el 30% de las ventas este mes. No, the person who will give the report will say, sales were increased at 20% this month. Que Giancarlo lo hizo, probablemente a nadie le va a interesar eso. Ni quieren saber si no le van a tener que pagar más a Giancarlo. Okay, so we focus on results, not on the person who does the action. In companies, right? And if you are a chief, if you are a manager, if you are a boss, you know that. The important here are the results, no individual people. So I hope that it is better now, the idea. And finally, I'm going to show you the structure. How can I create that structure? Here I have this for you. When you have simple present here, right? Rita writes a letter. This is the active voice, the normal, between quotations, the normal form, the one that we use in daily life, right? Rita writes a letter. But here we have the passive voice. A letter is written by Rita. So now you can see the change. Rita is now at the end as an additional information. Now the important is the action, the letter that is written. So the point is that you are going to use, look, if it is in present, right? Writes is in present. You can see here the change.
Yes.
So what you are going to do to create a passive voice is use the form of the verb to be of the form in active voice. So this active voice is in present. You are going to use the verb to be in present. This is in past. Let me erase it. This is in past, right? Wrote. Present, write. For third person, writes, present. Past, wrote. So you're gonna write here the verb to be in past because you have past. In present because you have present. Plus the past participle. And then I'm gonna create the passive voice. A letter was written by Rita. And each form, right? Each tense has a form. But I won't continue. No voy a continuar para el futuro simple, el perfecto continuo, el perfecto, el presente perfecto. No, because this is beginners. So, but just for you to have the idea, with the two basic tenses, that's the form that you can create from an passive, an active, from an active, a passive voice. You will add the verb to be and the verb in past participle. Always in past participle. So that's why we said French is spoken. Speak, spoke, spoken. Remember those lists, right? That's the way that they appear. Speak, present, speak. Spoke, past. Spoken, past participle. Remember that the past participle are the ones that ends in Spanish, ad oído. Ad oído. So we have some irregular, right? Because not all of them are ad oído, but most of them, ad oído. So a letter is written, escrita, right? And that's the way that we emphasize the action and not the person who does the action. The truth is that it's not complicated because you just use, if you want to give a passive voice in present, use the verb to be in present plus the past participle. If you want to give a passive voice in past, use the form of verb to be in past, always plus the past participle of the verb.
It's easy.
Yes,
It's
it is.
This form is easy when you say only change verb to be is simple present and simple past was plus verb in past participle.
Correct. plus, yeah, that's it. In plus past participle. So the combination, the formula for a passive voice, when you want to recognize the action and know the person who does the action, the formula is verb to be and plus past participle. That's the formula. If you want to talk in present, well, verb to be in present. If you want to give the passive voice in past, the verb to be in past.
Okay.
Okay. I know that this topic is a little bit complex, but that's the topic that you have in your book.
Coach,
Okay.
teacher, I don't know if you tomorrow you can give us exercise in reference to class
Well,
today.
actually, we're gonna do in this moment, we're gonna start doing some exercises.
Okay, it's excellent.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you have any question, anybody, or is it clear? It's better now, the idea? Well, you that were now is better, clearer for you, Giancarlo, because you were asking at the beginning and you said that you were confused. So I don't know if it now is better.
Teacher,
Yes.
can you share this image?
Which one?
La que estábamos viendo.
The formula.
Ajá.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Anytime. So, Giancarlo, is it clear for you now?
Sí, yes, teacher. It's
Okay.
clearer for me.
Yeah,
When
okay.
you say
Good.
the formula,
Yes.
yeah, is clear.
Okay. Yeah, so because I'm not, as you said yesterday, right? It's because I'm a good teacher, right, Giancarlo?
With formula is very easy.
Okay, let me share for your classmate. I mean, Ms. Ramirez, I think that said, right? To share it, I will do, give me a second to do it. So remember, this is good if you are giving a report in your company, right? For example, but I'm gonna play an audio for you in which we have a let's say, maybe no business conversation, so it can be daily conversation, but it's not easy that we find this structure in daily conversations. But I got one for you to make it maybe similar, right? In conversation. Okay, well, I think that we won't have time to do the exercises, so we're gonna start with the conversation. So you will listen, you will try to identify. There you have, Ms. Ramirez. Is it your group? Yes, it is. Sometimes I get confused with the groups, but now, no problem. It is in your group. Yes. Okay, so let me play the conversation for you, so maybe you can identify the structure. And tomorrow we're gonna do, because I see that now we have just 5 minutes, so we can do all the exercises that I got for you, because I got some, because I know that for this we need to practice. So listen this conversation, please, and try to identify. Please take notes if you can identify the passive voice in this conversation. Okay, listen.
4. Listen. A. Listen to an interview with the editor of Superstar magazine. What is the main topic of the interview? Choose A, B, or C.
Hi, I'm here at the Superstar offices, the home of every teenager's favorite magazine. And with me, I have Oliver Watson, editor of the magazine. Hello, Oliver.
Hello, and welcome.
Tell us a little bit about Superstar magazine.
Well, Superstar is one of the most popular magazines in the country. Over 900,000 copies are sold every month. That's almost 1 million.
Wow, that's a lot. Now, how did you start in the magazine business?
Well, I used to be a graphic designer.
For Superstar?
No, Actually, I worked for a small sports magazine, and after a few years I became the editor. Then I came here.
And you turned Superstar into a very successful magazine. Is it only popular with teenagers?
Actually, we found out that younger children and even adults read Superstar.
The thing I like about Superstar is that it doesn't do what other magazines do to sell. Other magazines give gifts and bags and all sorts of things to try and get people to buy the magazine. But Superstar just has a free poster and that's it. And still, it's very popular.
Yes, well, we try to write the best stories and make all our interviews interesting. That's what people like, it seems.
Great. So, is this where the magazine is designed?
That's right. Would you like to see where Superstar is printed? It's not far.
Okay, why not?
We print in the building across from this one. Let me show you.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Okay, you see just two expressions in which they used passive voice in this conversation. Did you recognize the parts in which they used passive voice?
Letter B, teacher?
No. Okay. Okay, in this case, yes, it's correct. It's correct. That is the question. I mean, the answer for this question. You're right. That's the main topic, right? But my question is, did you recognize? But that's correct. Letter B. But the point for me is more important that you recognize the passive voice in the conversation. Did you recognize the sentence, the part in which they used passive voice?
Yes, coach. Yes, because
what was the part? What was the part, the expression?
What it happened? The conversation say a lot of use the formula. But I can write. I can write.
You couldn't. I couldn't write.
Yes, because I was concentrated in the conversation.
Okay.
But in my mind, I can recognize.
Okay.
But I continue listen to finish the audio.
Okay. Well, anyway. Well, anybody who did recognize, who can tell me? They say this. Nobody? Well, in the part that they say are sold. I don't remember the number, but they say, for example, 20 millions of copies are sold. That is one passive voice. But they are talking in a formal conversation, their business conversation, in an interview, right? So he is giving, let's say, like a report, right? So he says, 20 millions of copies are sold around the world. That's one of the parts that they used passive voice. ¿Quién vendió las copias? He didn't mention that. Where? Fue en El Salvador, en Costa Rica, en Canadá. We don't care. O quién las vendió, right? So the point is the amount and that they were sold. Okay, well, tomorrow we're going to continue with this topic. Okay, I think that now you got the idea. So tomorrow you can put into practice in some exercise. We're going to do, I think, 3 exercises. Okay, so I hope that don't miss class tomorrow.
It will be exercise in audio, teacher. It will be genial. Great, sorry.
I didn't get the idea, excuse me.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
It will be exercise like aerial. Like
you mean hero? Hero.
Ebrio. Audio. Así como el que acaban de escuchar.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
No, you have to write and you have to tell me the answers and you have to write the answers.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, well, hope you do it tomorrow so you can practice, right? That's the most important, to put into practice. Okay, thanks for your participation, for your attendance. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, take care.
Bye, good night.
Good night, Miss Castro.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye.